Something's happening.
Something is happening. It's there. It's back. It's back. Look at that. Kind of. It only took the amazing technological efforts of Carl from Carl Makes Stuff to save this thing. Carl, true to form, coming in clutch there to help give a little bit of rebirth to this thing. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crazy Crafter live stream.
Wow.
The long rest edition, right? Or the recap of the long rest. Welcome everyone out there in the Foam family. I didn't think anyone would show up today because it's been so long.
A hole in my heart has been filled.
It's a hole in mine too, friend. It's a hole in mine too. Let's see.
A hole in your mouth because we've been pulling your teeth to get you back on here.
I know. It's been a busy time. I'm probably blaring everyone out with my microphone right now, so I'm.
Sounds good to me.
Does it? I'm adjusting it because I'm on the gaming headset. It was an easier setup today to do this. This is it's kind of fun going back to bare bones here because I was I have to relearn all of this stuff. Like, how do I stream? What do I do? How do I set this all up? So it's very basic today. Today is well, before we dive in, who's out there in the chat, guys? And I'm also joined as always by some amazing friends that I miss hanging out with on a routine basis here on the stream. Michael Patterson from Nat One Videos and Zane Morgan from Zane Morgan Crafts. You guys are absolute gems for joining me today as a jump back on the stream and say hi to everyone.
Feels crazy to be here.
I literally wouldn't miss it for anything, man. I'm letting my daughter stay up late. She's in the other room watching Paw Patrol because it's bedtime and I don't care.
They're saying you're too quiet now, Colin.
Oh, I'm too quiet?
FYI.
Okay, I'll go back. I'll switch it. Cranking it up. There we go. How's that? That should be pretty better levels. I was gonna say, way to just put now there's a stream evidence that you let your daughter stay up late tonight. So
don't worry, Lucy never tunes in.
Okay, great, good. Thank God she doesn't this isn't the one to watch anyway.
They're all the ones to watch.
Well, this is kind of the setup for today. It's a in Crazy Crafter stream lengths. It's a little bit shorter one today. I've got a busy schedule. I'll fill you in on everything that's been going on for the last 12 months because that's how long it's been since almost, I think, February of last year. So let's round up, huh?
Wow, has it really?
It has been. It's been 12 months. So we'll do a little catch up for everyone here. We'll do catch up in the chat. We'll do catch up with Michael and Zane. I'll fill you in here. But who do we got out there in the chat, boys, with us today? Who's hanging out? Who do we got in there?
Starting off was Mr. Slavko, the Mini Mason.
Yeah, Slavko. Thanks for joining, buddy.
The amazing Tina Martins.
Who? I've never heard of that wonderful person.
Right.
Who's that?
I don't know, someone that Michael hung out with recently.
Plaster Fingers is today. It's Tina's Plaster Fingers. I hope your keyboard's not. Get it out of there before it hardens your keyboard, Tina. Don't leave that there.
Hashtag love that teen. It's been a while since we've heard that phrase.
We said that one. We love that. Hashtag love that teen.
We have the Superfly Robert Evans in the chat.
What's up, Robert Evans? Thanks for joining, brother.
We have IT Master Carl from Carl Makes Stuff.
It is IT Master. Thank you, Carl.
Gerard
Thanks for hanging.
Of Shifting Lands.
Yay! What's up, Gerard? Good to see you out there, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
The best name on the internet, Dirty Basement Terrain.
Win. Sounds like a future guest on the stream is what that sounds like.
Lou Gwynn. Hey, Lou.
Lou Gwynn. Wow.
We have Mark. Just Mark.
Fairly recent connection through Discord and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Welcome, Mark.
Thanks for hanging out.
We have Lisa, the Dungeon Matron. Dungeon.
Yeah, Lisa, Dungeon Matron in the house. Welcome to the stream.
Earthman Brick.
Yeah.
We got Martin Pope Atelier.
Yeah.
And I believe that's it at the moment. Oh, no. RJ's Model Box. Welcome.
RJ's Model Box. BGD? Who's BGD? Who's BGD? What does that stand for? They gave a thumbs up saying the sound is good, and appreciate that feedback. Lord knows we need the...
Via Geeked.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, you can.
To Earthman Break, what does best mean? Does that mean Paw Patrol is terrible? Am I a terrible parent for watching my child watch Paw Patrol?
I've never seen
Tell me, what am I missing?
Oh my goodness.
Anyway. No, Colin.
Yeah.
You've been away a little minute.
I've been away a little minute. It's been a busy time. I think kind of like the number one, I kind of went radio silence there on you all, and I apologize for just kind of blipping off. It's like Thanos snapped and I went away. The spring semester of last year really kicked into high gear for me. Everything from teaching, and I went from during the stream, when the stream was born in the middle of the pandemic, there were no classes or very few classes. Work was very sparse, very slim, and then it really kicked into high gear, and managing it on a weekly basis was really challenging, both on the family home front, on the home front for me. Teaching 6 classes at 3 different universities was a lot. And that's continued for the last 12 months, which is really good. So the professional side on the work front has been great. It's been, I don't want to say it's like before in the pandemic, because nothing will ever go back to being the same as it was. It's now us learning to live through and work within, the pandemic, and still trying to navigate and live our lives, right? But as a result of all that, work is back full time. I'm still auditioning for commercials, film, television. The big piece of news on the career front. Most of the FOAMFAM knows this, but I've been doing voiceover for the last 6 months now. So all that is firing on the professional front for me, and it's really busy still. The difference is with this go around, I want to say all that now in the midst of all that, like Michael's talking about, the little gaping hole in his heart is this stream, and that has been the case for me. And it has been, I don't know, it's been a point of, it's just been a sad point that I have not been able to sit down and take this time. Even just now, here we are a few minutes in, and it feels like we kind of just picked up. It was like last week. I've been in contact. I've said hello to folks, but I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same as having the stream and having a place where members from the community can come and hang out, share whatever they want to share, have awesome guests on when that's possible. I've missed the stream, and I've missed you guys. So I really appreciate y'all hanging around, coming back here today. I don't know. We'll kind of talk about like what it's going on forward. This is something that Michael and Zane today were very much a part of the inspiration for this, and it's me too. I've been wanting to.
Michael.
No, I you too, because I feel like it's just something. It's just getting together and having the channel and all the folks from the community. From the hobby, I think it's been a hard thing. Crafting hasn't been a big part of my life for the last 12 months. It has been here or there, but nothing extensive. And a lot of that has just been because of time. But the other part of it too is there's a big source of inspiration that community has for me, at least for me in my life, and how it impacts my art. And I don't know. I think part of the reason that's not a coincidence that the well is a little dry, and I think the well is dry because I don't know, all these fine folks have not been been a part of it for a while, and that includes not as much time, connecting with both of you. And it's just great to be here today. I think Michael and Zane were like, you don't have to do anything but just fire it up and sit down and have a chat with everyone, and I was like, that's a great idea. So we have to put it in the chat. What have you been up to? Like, what are some big milestones? Anything that you want to share, both from the hobby itself, from just what's been going on with y'all in the past year. So put it in the chat. We'll love to. I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time. We'll as we're waiting for folks to put stuff up there in the chat, we'll kind of I want to check in with y'all and see what y'all been up to. Who wants to go first there between you two? Who wants to check in? Michael or Zane?
Well, he's muted, so I'll go.
Yeah, you should go.
So, hi everybody. Yeah, it's been a year. Crap. I haven't posted a video on my own channel, I know, in about 8 months. But I started a new job, a career rather, and yeah, it has its wins, it has its downs. Its downs is mostly I don't have that flexibility of creating my own schedule anymore, which has really hindered my craft and my downtime. I was used to having like 3 days off in a row. Now I have maybe 2 if I'm lucky. But yeah, I mean, coming from that, I unfortunately separated myself from the craft, and I am finding it hard to get back into that headspace. And I've challenged myself a little bit of just starting small projects and seeing where that takes me. I've definitely gotten the creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important first step, and Michael has a big part of that. We had a chat a couple weeks ago, and he told me, dude, I challenge you to just take 10 minutes, open up Blender, and just spend 10 minutes. Or I think it was 20 minutes, but still, spend a short chunk of time, menial time, and see what happens. And I did that, and it got me thinking. And then I had a loss in my family, and that kind of, then everything got pushed on the back burner again. But after going through the stuff like the funeral and that kind of stuff, I remember that person that I lost was my grandmother. She was interested in the stuff that I created. So that got me thinking, okay, well, maybe I should get back into it. And that really put a driving factor in, okay, I need to get back to bases with things. So I have cut foam. I have printed things now. I've painted things. Now it's just trying to film that and get out some content. But I think the main focus right now is just doing it for me and not for anyone else. And I think that's what the basis should be of everything.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
As Colin said, I miss you guys. I miss my boys, the babes.
Yeah.
It feels a little surreal for me being here right now. I mean, like I keep saying, I can't believe it's been a year, but at the same time, it feels like it's been a while. So, but it's a nice feeling. So that's where I've been in my life. What about you, Michael, the one who's stayed consistent and is growing?
I've basically just been missing this part of everything. Like creating content and doing all that stuff is a fun part of it. But for me, I just love hanging out with people, and just this for me was the best way to hang out and craft. I don't know, because I mean, Colin's so good at carrying a stream, and we just got to know each other really, really well, because we were chatting over on Facebook all the time as well. So to be honest, I've missed it. It's been lonelier. I'll be honest. It's been a bit lonelier. Although Carl's really picked up the mantle with the streaming, and also Dungeon Matron's been doing hobby hangouts. There's been hobby hangouts happening on my Discord as well, and all that stuff has kind of kept the group together. Like people are kind of still holding the mantle for like all the hashtag FOAMFAM. But one of the topics of conversation that regularly comes up is people just going like, wish Colin would do a stream. It'd be great to have the Crazy Crafter stream back again. Just because it just is like fun. So yeah, but I'm doing good. Life is crazy. Kids are crazy. Exhausted. 4 hours sleep still a night, pretty much.
That's craziness. That's craziness. Also, our little hobgoblins are a lot bigger now too.
Oh man,
dude!
Like the other day when I saw Ben, I was like, dude, he must be nearly as tall as you.
He's like halfway there. He's no joke halfway there. He's got the Ridinger genes from our family and the Irons genes on his mom's side. Like he didn't get the Bressy genes. Like that's the short. He didn't get the Hobbit genes apparently. But yeah, he's doing good. He will be so upset that I streamed when he's at school right now. And that's another factor too. If you want to like, in addition to just like chatting with Michael and Zane as well, I was putting him to bed. I shared this with Michael and Zane when we were chatting last week about like, hey, what's availability like next week? Can we do a stream? Can we just meet up and catch up? And like a few nights before that, Ben, I was putting him to bed, and he was like, just randomly, like we're just hanging out, but right before bedtime, putting him to sleep, and he's just like, "Are you gonna ever stream again?" And he's like, "Daddy, you're gonna ever stream again?" And I was just like, "I don't know." And he was just like, "I think you should." And I was just like, good
boy.
He was just like, I was just like, listen, let's be real. Let's be real. The only reason he wants me to stream is so he can crash it. And like photobomb. Like that's why he wants to do that to happen. Right. Ambition's fine. But I don't know that. So there's a couple things that reside within that. Like part of it is, I'm directing a show, so I just started. We're 3 days into. I'm directing, and if you've heard me talk about this play before, if you've been on the stream, I'm directing a play called.
Year in the making.
It's been 2 years in the making because it was supposed to be fall of 2020 was when the show was supposed to be performed. It was going to open up the brand new theater complex, the renovated theater at Long Beach City College. Well, it's happening now. And part of that play and that theme is this surrounds. If you're not familiar with She Kills Monsters, look it up. It's absolutely amazing. And if you're around, Lisa, if you're around in town, like you absolutely need to come see the show because it's a D&D. The show is about grief and it's about how we deal with loss. It deals with gender identity. It deals with it deals with identifying with your own sexuality and being comfortable in voicing who you are. And it uses this play. The quick premise of it all is Agnes is the older sister, loses her younger sister Tilly, who is a complete and total nerd and geek and was into Dungeons and Dragons. And Agnes loses her younger sister in a car crash, and a couple years goes by, and she finally starts like cleaning out the house, and the last thing she comes to clean out is her sister's room, and she finds her homespun D&D module, and through this module she like connects with the community to get to know her sister a little bit more. She overcomes her grief, and that's kind of like this whole. Yeah, it's a great play. In the midst of having amazing stage combat, it's very, very funny, but it's full of heart. And the last few days we've been diving in and doing a bunch of table work, and we've just spent about 12 hours talking about the show and dissecting it. And we've had some amazing research presentations, and all of it stems around the strength of like the questions that there's two questions that our dramaturg who used to teach, is a retired high school teacher and used to teach AP research. And Anne is taking classes at LBCC and is an amazing dramaturg. And she proposed two questions. She's like, what are things that you do with the community to like to overcome, grief, or what are things that you need the community to heal, and what are things that you do on your own to heal. And I think, all these themes that come back and forth for me with this stream, it's always been about the community. And for me, it's the themes of this play have been resonating in my mind, and they've been there for the last several months, and especially these last few weeks in this month of January of the new year. And that's one of the great things about I don't know. I think about what you said, Zane. Like, it's not you're not necessarily, it's not for the masses. It's for you, right? And the communal aspect of this stream and this channel has always been quite lovely, because it was birthed out of dark times when we didn't have, and when it was harder to forge community. And through that, as a result of that, in the last few years, this channel isn't just, I don't know, I've never felt like it's just belonged to me. It's belonged to all of us. And truly, like, the foam fam and everyone continuing to still bring that community forth, even when I stopped, right, and it wasn't around. Seeing other folks stream, seeing other folks create and forge that community, that's what it should be about. And I think that's another great thing too, is it's accessible at any time. The community, whenever you need that sense of community, it's accessible through, I don't know, through all avenues, but especially this hobby community. This hobby community continues to blow my mind in its strength and support of one another. But it's also important to recognize when you need to have the journey on your own, right? And I think for me, that last 12 months has been the journey, not on my own, because it's just been, I think for me, it's been self-reflect, like, what do I want to do? Like, is this something that, is the streaming on this channel, is that something that I want to continue to do? And the answer is yes. It may not be all the time when I want to, but just like Michael and Zane said, at any given moment, you can pick up the phone and you can call that friend that you haven't touched base with in a while, and lo and behold, they're there whenever you need them, right? And that's the case today. Here's a bunch of people that haven't seen a thing saying going live in 12 months, and y'all are here showing up, so that's great. So that's what I'm gonna try to do.
No, you can have that.
We're gonna keep trying to stream whenever we can, and we're starting with today. I've got a little bit more flexibility this semester too, that helps with it, and I think moving forward, I'm gonna try to keep. I really like my setup right now. Is I get mornings, and I'm working in the afternoon, rehearsing in the evening with the show. I of course know that it's all gonna be pretty flexible. It has to be in my line of work, because so much of it is gig oriented. Everything from classes to directing to fight directing to whatever acting gig comes along. But that's okay. We can be flexible, because I just need the time, right? Just need to carve a little bit extra time here and there. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if the weekend streams come back at all, but one day at a time. Right now, it's this. I've got some stuff that I need some help with from you guys out there in the community. But before this, we'll kind of like, what do we got there, Zane? Has anyone posted some long, or not long update? But is there any updates, like folks catching up in the chat out there? Has anyone responded to that?
I missed that last minute or two. What are we talking about? Sorry, guys. I now have an assistant sitting just off camera.
That's awesome. That's the best type of assistant.
Well, Sonder had said that the crafting community has kept him going for the last year. He wasn't as active as he wanted, but you guys were there just for me. Thank you for that, really. My more or less weekly in-person medieval fantasy campaign is about to hold session 60, so I've been doing a lot of crafting to keep up with the party's adventures. That's from BGD, which I believe is Chris.
Nah, yeah, yep, that's Chris.
Uh, there's a oh, sorry, you carry on there, then I'll come back to what I was going to say.
Mark said he literally crafts 20-minute spurts between kids and family duties. It's been a great addition to the hobby and a mixed step of playing tabletop role playing game.
The other side as well.
That's cool. I admire that, Chris, like your ability like to find the 20 minutes here and there. I literally tried to pulled out the Proxon the other day, and I did about 10 minutes of cutting, and I put it away. I was like, I got nothing, and I stopped. I was like, I don't want to create anything. I don't know what to create. I had nothing for it. So I thought that was I love I think it's a great model, Chris, to like if you got 20 minutes and you can do it, fire it up and go for it. Why not?
Right.
Why
So
not?
there's a few little bits of news and stuff that you might be aware of, Colin, already. I'm sure you have seen it and whatnot, but other things that have been happening is that like Carl and Lisa and Scotty and Steve and a whole bunch of guys have been doing regular gaming nights on Discord. They've been doing
cool.
With doing the Easy D6 system that
Scotty did.
that Scotty's developed, which is really cool. And I joined him for once, and like I keep intending to join back in for another game, but back to the old kids and life kind of whole thing. But so that's pretty dang cool. So that's like another
Super
way
cool.
that like everything is like stuck together and melded, and people are keeping it going.
I mean,
Anyway.
I love that.
I missed part of the conversation there, but so I'm not sure if I'm coming in with anything.
No, you're not. You're coming in perfect.
No, you're not, Michael. You're not. You're definitely not.
You're not. Bye. We're cutting you off. We're muting Michael now. No. The see, I think that's fantastic. Like, I think again, I've seen all this stuff that's popped up here and there. Like, you know, the continued growth of your channel, right, Michael, and the work that you produce. Like, I really. Again, it's been amazing to watch not only Michael but everyone else out there within the hobby community to continue to, you know, grab onto whatever's been interested to them. Like and bring forth some again, it's just more ways for the community to connect with each other. That's really cool. I know Gerard was teasing out there. I was watching some of the shorts the other day. Had this big you better give that child some stuff to craft over there. You better give her I don't know, do you have anything that like some blowtorch you can like melt some foam? That's healthy and I think that's safe. That's totally fine.
What about a 110 hot glue gun?
Oh, burn, as it were.
Literally.
Burn, literally. I see what you did there.
But not for
do you know
kids.
what I've just realized?
What?
I've had considerably less accidents since I've not been hanging out with you guys.
Well, I mean, I'm glad to hear you haven't smoked any more resin since we last streamed. That's good, because that's not healthy for yourself for sure.
Let me just make a quick thing. So this behind me, this is just for Lisa. I got some tentacles behind me.
Yeah,
So
the tentacles.
You're welcome, Lisa.
Look at that.
I do some painting.
Painting
Lisa says Zane and Colin should throw in a quick build for the dangerous scattered terrain challenge.
Yes.
When is that?
Actually,
Is the deadline? When's the deadline? Saturday?
The deadline is Sunday. The 5th.
Oh.
It's not happening.
So, but the thing is that, like, as is true to form with these challenges that Carl started off, and I kind of have jumped on the bandwagon with
There's
him a
my
bit.
submission.
Yeah, like enter some pictures of something that you've made already. It's more
It's
just
dangerous
about
scatter
sharing
terrain?
dangerous scatter terrain. So if you've got anything that you made,
Well, anything that I make is dangerous because it's not an even surface, so you could slip and fall on it at any time.
we lost Zane there.
Oh, we did?
Did I talk over him? And he's like, "Screw you guys."
I love it. We can't have a show without some technical snafus. That wouldn't be the Crazy Crafter live stream without it. He'll join back here in a second.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Daddy, why did Zane go?
Don't worry about it.
I thought you crafted in your sleep. Having regular hobby hangouts is a super inspiring. Got me back to crafting a bit after hiatus of the summer 22. This wonderful community is just mwah, chef's kiss. Agree, Martin. Couldn't agree more.
Daddy.
Thank you.
We get the tentacle love. We mentioned
No,
tentacles, and
Daddy,
he went bye bye. He went to go
you
play
give me
with the
one, Nick?
tentacles. Let's see here. While we're waiting for that to cut out, yeah, yeah, Michael, your face is cut in half. We know. I'm waiting for it to pop back, Dean, instead of resizing it and doing all that. Although it's kind of fun practice for me here, isn't it? So I could try that real quick. Let's see if I can resize it. I bet you I can.
Just as you get that done, Zane will jump back in.
That's
again.
exactly what'll happen. We know this to be true. But that's okay.
I am being asked for a paintbrush here, so just give me a second. I'm going to sort that out, and you can. You're on your own, Colin.
Oh well, not gonna be the first time. Won't be the last time. Head out. While you do that for a second, I have a couple things for that I could use your help out in the chat. So I mean the Danger Scatter Train. I'm gonna see this weekend. This week is hard. That's challenging for me because the rest of the week and what I have to. I'm under review at one of the universities I teach at, and I have to finish my review by this Sunday. So that probably is going to take priority. But I can certainly take a look. I think I can take a look at some of my previous scatter train, snap a few photos, and submit it. I think that's a good idea, Michael. But the other thing I have is the last 10 by 10 challenge for encounter terrain is happening this month. And I want to do that. It's like the final battle stand. What is it? Well, it's the person that's participating in it, and Michael's a judge on it with a bunch of other awesome members of the hobby community. So
Don't put too much on. You have to really spread it
we'll
around,
be able
okay?
to. I'm gonna enter that. So I'm kind of want to get some ideas and themes of what I should be. There we go. Look at that. Seamlessly back, y'all. Look at this. Boom.
I was paranoid. I
Kind
talked
of.
over you, and you were just like, "Screw you guys."
No,
That's exactly what happened.
I don't think that's what happened at all. Look at
I
that.
think this camera looks better anyway. So you're good.
Like butter. It's coming back. Look at these seamless transitions, even though it's all kind of cattywampus. I love it. So I'm looking for ideas. What is the theme of this last 10 by 10 challenge? Michael, do you remember? You don't even remember. You don't even know. You don't even know.
I will find out right now.
Honor and glory.
Honor and glory.
Honor
Is
and
it honor and
glory.
glory?
I was completely off. I don't think it's honor and glory. Is it? That sounds
I
crazy.
heard the final stand of honor and glory.
The final stand of honor and glory.
I mean, I think the general theme is make a diorama and then get your story to fit around it somehow.
Well, if honor and glory, with that in
Hold
mind,
on.
I'm looking for ideas out there, Foam Fam. So what should I make for that?
I'm not even a judge this month.
You're participating, right?
The final stand for glory and honor. So I was close.
The other thing.
That's it. The final stand for glory.
It's the final stand for honor and glory. I knew there was some sort of final stand component in there. The other thing I'm posting up there, so the final stand of honor and glory, I need some ideas for that. And at some point in the near future here, I'll kind of dive in the little cable car picture you see up there. That's for that's what I started on the Proxon. And I was just like, I hate everything, and I stopped crafting. Was not happy with any of the designs I was coming up with. But that's kind of an inspirational moment for the cable cars. So if you've got any suggestions on that as I come around, I think I'm gonna 3D print some. I'm gonna go to Thingiverse and those find some train rails for the top of the wheels where it hooks up to the rope or cable up there. So it'll be a little bit of 3D printed elements and a little bit of craftiness. But that's coming up. That's 8 days. I got 8 days. Our next session is in 8 days. So I got to build that. So I think next week, when I have a little bit of free time on that Tuesday and Thursday morning slot, That's what I'm gonna fire up, and I'm gonna try to work on that cable car first, and then I'll dive into
I'm all
I'll dive
done, Daddy.
into
Can
the
some
10
more
by 10.
paper?
Zane, bust out. What did you just show up over there? That's
No!
what you're working on. Yeah. What are you working on?
I hope my boss isn't watching. So this is something that I'm working on just to get back into the craft. But I just threw together some ruins and Blender, and then found an STL of a unicorn, and then I'm gonna dress it up and make it look kind of cool, and then give it as a gift. So
Yeah, I'm going a different one.
that's the plan.
Nice. I mean, that's
There might
great.
be some tentacles in it. I
That's
don't know.
great. So just so everyone's aware, the columns that you see there along that steps, that's something that I think it was a recent video you just put out, Michael, regarding the or has that not come out yet? Am I ruining things?
No, carry on.
Crystals?
No. Go ahead. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no secrets.
What's his name? Is really cool stuff that he has up there.
The slice and slot.
Yeah, the slice and slot stuff.
Okay, cool. So quick demonstration, the slice and slot for anyone who doesn't know what it is. It's
Sounds
Albert
like a
from
euphemism.
Albert from Microforge Minis has designed like these 3D printed files, loads of things like architraves, domes, or not domes, sorry, arches, doors, and stuff. And it's designed for 1 centimeter thick XPS foam.
Super cool. Super cool.
Then you slot them into one, and then you just put your brick texture in, so you can do whatever shape building you want, and then just add those in. He's just done a Kickstarter over on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You don't say.
But he's kind of part of the Middle Earth strategy battle game community, and but the thing is that these are equally useful for the D&D community. So I'm just making a little build at the minute. That's what I'm currently doing, getting some assistance here. I am priming this a lot earlier than I was hoping, but just to do something. So these are getting primed right now.
They're looking cool. I brought those up because you showed part of this build. Look at that. That's so cool. I think those are great. That's such a neat design. Yeah, I agree, kiddo. You showed it to Zane, and within 2 hours, Zane's just like cool, and like had something in Blender and was printing something on the resin printer, and I was just
Not
like,
related to that though.
no, it's not related to. It was just like, but I just feel like, I don't know. It was neat that it was neat to have to see.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I was just blown away again of Zane's abilities in Blender and how impressive and how cool it was that I just whipped this together in an afternoon. It's no big deal. NBD.
I think it was like.
Speaking of which, I've been repurposing some of my content for Instagram recently, which has been going well, and I've just started editing down the sewer tile system build. And I posted a video of that today, printing off Zane's sewer tiles. So, yeah, and I think Zane's getting some subscribers already, yeah?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning to an influx of Instagram followers, and I was like, what did I do? And then I saw that I was tagged in this reel, and I was like, Michael happened.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Nice.
No, that's cool, man. Those
Saunders,
tiles, like
go
I
ahead.
still think like these things could those tiles are there now, and like so they can still take off at any point in time. You get people using them.
I mean, that was my biggest thing that I wanted to see. I wanted to see what people came up with using them. I know people bought them because I got some money from it, but I haven't actually seen anyone do it besides you. So I'm interested to see people create with my creations.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the biggest. Like, I would rather see that than see money coming in, just because I want to see stuff that I make actually get used. That's why I loved seeing Michael use stuff that I make, or even you, Colin, using stuff that I make. Both of you have used sewer related things that I've made.
Yeah, I
Not
used
just
it a
not just
bunch
the
in
sewer
my
tiles,
and
but
that.
these little windows here that I have
Yeah.
on this and this little dormer window.
I'm
Those aren't publicly available though. Those were designed just for me. For this.
Did I not just
Special.
release them? I
Oh,
thought
maybe
I
you did release
them.
them afterwards, but they were certainly designed with my measurements.
I
in
might have
mind.
just.
I think he
Yeah,
set them free
I
into
don't
the
know.
wild at one point.
Who knows?
Okay.
All
right,
Sonder from 1D6 Crafting says for the 10x10 challenge is going for Mother Nature's Last Stand. I like that. That'll be fun. That sounds really cool, Sonder. I'm in like Tiamat mode for the show. There's spoiler alert, she fights Tiamat at the end of the show. Gotta slay your dragon.
Oh, Dad.
So I'm kind of like in this like, I don't know. I kind of thought it might be kind of cool to have like, because you can't fit a giant Tiamat on the 10x10, right? But it might be kind of cool to have some sort of like.
Could if you scale it down and you just do a smaller scale.
Could.
You do
But
have a 3D
I
printer.
also am trying to go with like a little bit of what you don't see on it. Like maybe do like dark like it's in this dark ominous cavern, but like do some cool OSL, like a fireball is about to be incoming as she's like battling, so it's kind of in the middle of it where she's messed up and wounded. I don't know.
Hold on, this is directly to Tina. Yeah, I do owe you some pumpkins. I'm sorry, I apologize. I totally sent you a message saying I was gonna do that and I didn't. So
Get on the pumpkin
Called
train.
out.
Get on that pumpkin train. I love it. I just wish I could get chunky SPS foam. Oh,
I'll send you some, Lisa.
when
Just
you
hit me up.
when you're talking about chunky, so look around, Lisa. And if you want some, I'll bring it down to Long Beach, and you can come by and pick it up at the college if you want. But I found some 2-inch thick stuff at Home Depot. It's about 15-minute drive. It's rare. I got all excited. I bought it like over the summer, I think, and I was like, "Oh my god, 2-inch foam!" And it's I haven't been able to I've found some out here. It's kind of a rare find. They have some thicker stuff at a company in Burbank as well, but you got to go up there with your knife or a hot knife and cut it down so it can fit in, because it's meant for industrial size purposes, and they distribute at that foam place in Burbank.
Hey,
It's gotten a bit more difficult to get that over here, to get XPF film over here in the UK.
Yeah.
And
really?
I was getting.
It's harder to get?
It's just gotten that way because well, for me anyway, because I was getting at a place called the Underfloor Heating Store as like underfloor insulation foam, and they had like 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, they had like all the way up to 5 centimeters thick. And then they just discontinued everything above 1 centimeter, so they only have 1 centimeter thick now. They just did that before Christmas. I still luckily have some sheets that Chicken gave me.
What the?
It's
not a real chicken like.
No, it's a real chicken. It's a real chicken, kiddo. The real chicken. Daddy's friends with chickens.
Chicken gave it to you.
You know,
Thomas
a chicken
is
could be a monkey. Maybe the monkey gave it to him too. I don't know.
Also, the other day, I went and visited Joe from Encounter Turin to help him out with the little thing he was doing, and we were in his garage, and he had 3 big, thick sheets of styrodur sitting there, and he's just like, "I never use styrodur," and I just kind of looked at him like this, and he was just like, "You want one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, please." So I've got a big, thick sheet of styrodur now as well. I have not tapped into it.
Tina, I am sending you the thing now. Again, I'm related to everything else.
But there needs to be a solution. I think, I think Jeremy has done it over Black Magic Craft, hasn't he? He's kind of provided a solution for sending out.
Is that still up? I haven't even looked. Is that
I don't know
still
if it
running?
is, and I'm presuming that that must be just like US really, because international shipping costs would be ridiculous. But I'm sitting thinking there must be a solution here for the UK, something along those lines, because you can't buy big thick sheets in one. Ones or twos. They're ordered for like big house builds. Like you get a big stack of them. I don't know. I don't have the space to do anything about it right now, but like sometime in the future, like, buy a whole, or maybe someone out there in the stream in the UK do it. Yeah, like it's more about making it accessible for people. But so many people are still asking, where do you get the phone? Where do you get the phones? Where do you get the phones? You know what I mean?
I do.
Where do you get the phone?
I was talking to Dean. Dean paints things out there. Hey, Dean. It's also welcome to the stream, Dean. If y'all had the thinner dollar store kind of like thin foam core, and I guess that's still readily available. I have a bunch of sheets up there. I think that's my I think that's what I'm going to end up going with for the cable car, is using some of that, because it's such a small build. It doesn't have to be anything thicker than that. And I think reinforced with maybe a little bit of I don't know, maybe even like the chipboard to like strengthen it a little bit. It's also supposed to be metal. The cable car is like made out of a specific like Xanis metal from our world that's pretty strong. So I don't know. But I think I'm about to divert back to the foam core for that build. Either way,
Or
options.
Gerard has mentioned Soprema. I think that's Sopra I think it's the same brand, Sopra, that we have over here. It's the same scenario, Gerard. You can buy it like in massive, big bulk sheets. You can't just buy it one sheet at a time. So it's about maybe there'd be a way to start up like a Discord community just for sourcing XPS foam. Is like, right, there's 20 of, seriously, like there's 20 of us. Let's all put in a little bit of money and we all get one sheet of this XPS foam from this order. But then there's logistics of like how to get it all out.
That's crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm not
that's a challenge.
money, Michael. No. Once I start going, I don't stop.
Yeah.
I've already started spending money again on this hobby, and I'm like, I had told Frankie like a month ago, I was like,
You're
how
not
much
doing
money
it?
I've saved by not crafting.
Yeah, don't tell my wife that I'm eyeballing new resin printers.
The Mighty 8K is nice, just saying.
How much is that? That sounds expensive. That sounds mighty gold
It was
pieces.
a birthday present, so I
I am for the first time thinking about some FEM, getting some FEM in my life.
Ooh.
Because like I'd like to basically I'm not going to print any kind of cosplay kind of
900.
stuff on 900 what?
US dollars for the Mighty.
But Zane, you would say you know more, right? That like, do not touch the screen with that brush.
Why?
Because
the evil.
Why, Daddy?
What will happen, Father?
Daddy will get arrested.
It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice having your kiddo crash the stream this time. That's all I'm saying.
What was your question for me?
Don't put the brush on the screen, kiddo. Don't do that.
Before the ominous why? What was your question?
What I can't even remember what we were talking about now.
I mean, we were talking about printers. We were just to go back real quick.
I was just
Earthman.
saying. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the Earthman Brick in the chat is saying go straight to the manufacturing companies like Kingspan and they'll make you the grade of foam you require. Oh, that's cool. Reaching directly out. Would you?
I've tried it.
I've
tried it. It doesn't like
they don't do it, huh?
They don't do it. Like they're not going to send out like one sheet or two sheets. Like maybe it was just me and someone else would have better luck. But I tried it with them
and they didn't do it.
3 different companies. Like
Gerard is saying you can buy 2 to 20 centimeter 2 to 20 centimeter loose sheets, but I'm not sure when you buy a pack of the fly if it will fly out the door when you offer it to the public. Yeah,
that's what whenever I phoned the underfloor heating store inquiring why they'd stopped selling it, they basically said that their contractors, the builders, weren't buying it. So then, like,
Not
it's
producing
basically
it. That makes sense.
The damn hobbyists were buying it.
The
Yeah,
fucking hobbyists ruining everything. We ruined the supply
hobbyists were
chain.
buying it in small amounts and small batches, and they're just like, this isn't worth it. Like every time they sending out a sheet, they've got to package it up in cardboard and It's like, nah.
Nah, bro. Nah.
RJ's
Oh.
model box. Would you get a laser cutter of 3D print?
I think he's talking about like, would you get? Is it would I
Like
get
the
a
laser cutter add-on?
or a 3D printer? I don't know. Do they have laser cutter options for your resin? Like, that's crazy.
Not
I
for
think
resin,
I would,
but they do for FDM.
I still would go. I still think resin is the way I would go. Although our good friend Danny, did some magic with that Glowforge laser cutter that he has for all that.
I would like to get a laser cutter for sure.
You should reach out. They should send you stuff. You're hot stuff, as it were, right now. They should be sending you all the stuff.
If there was, if I ever managed to get this blinking shed built in the back garden, yeah, that would be a thing. But no, I've got no space to add any more tools at the minute. So unfortunately,
As someone who is now comfortable with both FDM and resin, they both have their uses.
Right.
But I will say, as I've always said, resin is much more just plug and play. You just have to deal with fumes and cleanup and maintenance. Yes. But FDM is great for larger scale projects, especially because they're not as heavy. And materials are generally cheaper. But you're going to spend more time waiting, and the failures are just hilarious.
On FDM, I was literally speaking to someone on Instagram about it today. They were asking me, and I was like, I don't really know anything about FDM, but I was working under the presumption that for stuff like, say you wanted to print off a life-size sword or a helmet or something like that, that you probably want FDM over resin.
Yeah. I mean, even just for like brittleness, I would not do any kind of prop work unless it's just a display in resin. But if you want like a tangible sword that you can maybe lightly hit somebody with, for the sake of propage, yeah, sure. I would get one of the FDM printers that have the conveyor belt on them. Those are very interesting just to watch because they like print on a 45-degree angle and it just continuously moves. It's weird, but yeah, I've enjoyed playing with both, and I never thought I would actually enjoy FDM, but I got a better FDM than the original one I had. And
which one have you got?
I got the Anycubic Cobra Max. So it's a very large one, but it has auto bed leveling and stuff, which is a game saver and changer. So I would say if you're going to get FDM, splurge for a more expensive model than a cheaper model. You'll thank yourself in the long run. So, but I mean, even still, like I said, the mighty 8K is $900 right now, and I think
I can pay that one.
The Cobra Max will print probably double that size, and it's about half the cost. So, but I mean, if you're looking for high detail stuff, then obviously you want to go with resin. But
resin, yep. Lots of money, lots of options to spend out there in the hobby. That's for sure.
So this is what I've been thinking a lot. Like, occasionally I get the comments saying about A, the Proxon being an expensive tool, and B, 3D printers being an expensive tool. And I guess if you don't physically have the money at that time, it is expensive, like 120, 150 pounds or whatever. But for what you get out of the tool over a long period of time, and like, it's actually incredibly relatively cheap tool, I think. Like the Proxon just keeps going and going and going. Like a Proxon, how's a Proxon going to die? You just replace the thing. It's such a good investment. And
Well, you said
like,
the key term too. You said relative. I think
It's-
it's
yeah.
relative to the use. Like if you're just
Hey.
gonna let it sit and collect dust, yeah, it's not worth
well,
it.
there you go. Exactly. Yeah, you got to use it. But like, if I feel that if someone really wants to get a prox on, like, maybe if you were going to have a beer that weekend, put that money in a jar instead, and like, spend a period of time like focusing. Right, I want to do that, so I'm going to just save up and get it. Like, you wouldn't regret it, I don't think. I haven't got one ready for you to paint yet. Maybe when I finish this one, and then you can paint it.
I want to draw some more.
You want to draw?
But real quick, responding to RJ, I did it in the chat, but I just want to say it out loud. So they reiterated, they said they're looking to build a scale model of Rivendell, and was thinking, would a 3D printer help more or a laser cutter? Definitely a 3D printer. Laser cutter. I mean, if you're trying to cut like MDF buildings or something, sure. But if you want, I would just say 3D printer would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Or even a hot wire cutter.
Same as that.
Like a hot
No,
knife.
I can't really. Oh, there it is. Not that one. Just got the doors ready, cut. Okay.
Yeah, it's something that I'll be looking at. It would be cool to get it'd be cool to have a little bit bigger printer. I kind of want to devote that space on my work table in the garage where the current 3D printer is, along with all the craft that's on it that I need to clean up. But that'd be kind of cool to just devote that to like a printing station and have that just set up permanently for that, because I have extra space in the garage for other stuff I need, like work surface area, and it's not really big anywhere. It's basically there to house the tools. But I think, I don't know, it'd be nice to have a little bit larger printer for some upper bigger scale resin prints down the road, and that might be something. We went a bunch of my buddies and I went on the last one, so maybe we do the same thing for this one. Sharing the cost with your friends is definitely great. So it's just now having the space to store the thing.
Having your spouse buy you it
That
is even better.
I want to. Let's see. I don't know if my spouse is gonna do that, Zane.
Come on, Mary.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll do it. Oh goodness. Well, boys, we're nearing the end of our time for the stream today. We wanted to do about an hour, and we're right about there. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Texture.
Look at that texture.
She's working on the grid system.
Yeah. Also, I love the
Everyone
fact
loves
that
it.
she's
Well done.
falling within the "don't use a ruler" line. That's great. Who
What are you talking about? That
Overrated.
is straight as Colin.
Yep. Sure is.
I made it.
I'm just
No, we
showing
know.
everyone, is that all right?
We know it looks great. Tell
It's
her
amazing.
it looks
Should we
great.
make a building with that tomorrow?
You should. You should.
Straight after school, okay.
Yeah, 'tis a thing of beauty. Remember, everyone's Earthman Brick saying, remember to join over on Matron Discord. This is great. If you guys aren't familiar, like, please throw a
Should
link
we
up
get a
there.
link?
Yeah, put a link up there to it so y'all can head on over there when we have some free time. If you're available, join up on all the other streams, right? There's just so many amazing opportunities to connect with all these fantastic people within the community. Put it up there for us, and then we'll see you all over there at some point too. I gotta drop in as well. We have it's been emotional. It has been emotional. It's been possible
Wash your hands,
because Carl came on and did our IT saving today.
He did it pretty quick, right?
Yeah, he did.
We
With a
outsourced to
clutch.
Malta.
We had that. That's spared no expense, yo. Cool. Well, everyone, it's been great having you all here. Stay tuned. We'll see. I'll definitely be popping on next week. I'm gonna try to do at least one of them during the week. I truly probably too, because I don't think I'm going to be able to work on the craft this weekend because I've got other work I need to attend to. So I got to try to build this cable car next week. So stay tuned when I'm posting on that. That'll be some fun. Come hang out, and hopefully we'll be able to snag Michael or Zane if they're around, available to join on and craft. It's always fun when you can craft with fellow members of the community. Yeah, that's it. Anything else you want to? What do we need to stay? Anything else you got coming up, Michael, that you want everyone to keep a lookout for?
No, just if you've done any dangerous scatter terrain, stick them over, get into Carl's Discord, and or you can post them in my Discord, either. That and yeah, 10x10 challenge over on Encounter Terrain on Instagram.
Sounds good.
That's it.
What about you, Zane? Anything you want to plug and share for the masses before we go?
If I can help anybody, reach out.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to lend an ear or give some advice always if I actually see your message. The best way to reach me is Instagram, probably at the moment. I know a couple of you have reached out to me on Discord, and it just gets lost. I'm part of too many communities on there. That sounds kind of cocky. I join a lot of stupid communities for games that I don't play anymore, so it gets lost in the notifications. But yeah, always willing to help or listen, whatever. And hopefully you guys will see content from me soon. But you're all missed. You're all loved. Thanks for hanging out.
Well, with that,
awesome.
this has been great. I believe it's happened. Thank you everyone for joining us today as we catch up with each other. Looking forward to seeing you guys a little bit more frequently around here on the channel. Until then, be sure to craft your passion daily, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, I've missed hearing that. Craft your passion daily.
Craft your passion daily, ladies and gentlemen. It's important. Take care, y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Oh, yeah.
Bye. Georgie,
Later.